Well, hello! Welcome back to my channel. Jashana here to talk about some friggin' books I don't want anymore. I was just running a bunch of errands outside and then I was in my backyard for a little bit. I feel sweaty. Hopefully I don't look sweaty. You may notice some different shit happening behind me here. I got these two new shelves, these two guys right here, and then one of them is like new, so I now have 5 instead of 4 shelves. And yeah, I replaced one of my old ones, so I still have my three of my old ones that don't match anything, and there's lots of empty space happening over there now. So that's why we're filming in front of these today. I don't know if I'll continue filming in this direction or if I'll go back to the corner once I have those bookshelves. At any rate, whatever. So yeah, I have more space on my shelves just from the fact of having 5 bookcases now instead of 4. Also, in the process of moving some stuff around to these new shelves, I realized there were some books I wanted to get rid of. And some of these I already had ready to unhaul from before as well. And there's some that might be some faves. So I apologize in advance. The first one I'm gonna get rid of is The Queen of Iaflauria by Effie Calvin. This one was a perfectly fine read. It just wasn't something I loved. I don't see myself ever rereading it. I might continue on with the series on Kindle, perhaps. No, Kippa. Kippa, no, baby. But yeah, I'm not gonna reread the physical book, or I probably won't reread the book at all. I liked it, but I didn't love it. Just one of those, you know? And that's the type of book owner I am, where I don't like to keep books that I don't see myself ever rereading for the most part. These next few I have debated getting rid of for a while. And yeah, I kept them because they're so pretty. They're so pretty, but I'm never gonna reread them, and it's only part of the series. I just don't need to keep them. And that is these UK paperbacks of the first 4 Harry Potter books. They are just the prettiest covers, and like the spines, like they're just so beautiful. But I only read these first 4, or did I DNF Goblet of Fire? Honestly, no, I don't remember. I did read the first 3 for sure. I think I read Goblet of Fire, and then I just kind of didn't feel like continuing for a while, and then J.K. Rowling, you know, did her shit, and I just didn't want to buy these books, and it's hard to find them like used over here. They're the UK paperbacks. I mean, it's not impossible, but it's a little hard to like be certain if I'm ordering from Amazon that these are the ones that I would get. And I just don't know that I'll ever continue with the series, and I don't know that I would ever reread them. I don't have the same nostalgia for Harry Potter that so many of my bookish friends do. I never read the series until I was 31 years old is when I started. So I don't have that nostalgia wrapped up in these books that other people do. If I did, I would probably keep these copies that I already owned. You know, I personally don't see anything wrong with that. If it's something that like really was very important to you, you know, as Harry Potter is for a lot of people, I would personally probably just, like I've been doing, not like really showcase them and stuff. But yeah, I just don't have any nostalgia. So like there's really no need for me to keep just these first 4 books, you know, but they're so pretty. But yeah, getting rid of them, so adios. This one is a classic that I'm just never gonna reread. To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. I bought this copy many years ago just thinking like, oh, I'll reread that someday. I just don't care to. I don't know. There's other classics that I want to get to. There's more, you know, diverse classics I want to get to. I've read that. I don't need to reread it. I'm not going to reread it. So I might as well get rid of it. And it's not like a special edition or anything. It's just some basic paperback. Next up is another series that I'm never going to reread after my recent reread of it. The Grecia Trilogy. I know these editions are like, I guess, coveted now. Like they're not like as prevalent as the newer covers. But yeah, someone else can enjoy them because After rereading them, I'm never gonna reread. And I just didn't love the series enough to want to keep them. You know, sometimes there might be a series I'm like, will I reread it? Maybe, but I just really enjoyed it, so I want to keep it around. But yeah, this is not one of those. It was a very mediocre series for me upon reread. So next up, I'm about to cyberbully an author, because apparently that's what you're doing when you're unhauling books by authors that you personally find problematic. Anyway, Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I had already unhauled God's Grave and Dark Dawn, and at the time the reason I unhauled those was mostly because I liked God's Grave, but I didn't love it, and then Dark Dawn just irritated the ever-loving fuck out of me, and I was not a fan of the tone, the authorial voice. It felt really overly try-hard, snarky, edgy, edgelord. Let me snark at my readers who've criticized me via my book, and I just was not a fan of any of that. And then in the years since reading this initially, originally I really liked this book, and I mean I did like it when I read it, but I'm never gonna reread books 2 and 3. And now Jay Kristoff is just one of those authors where I'm like, man, what are you doing? You know, he hasn't been accused of any kind of, you know, crazy like sexual assault allegations or anything like that, but just how he behaves online sometimes, I'm like, bro, what are you doing though? And then some things came out also. Someone with albinism was talking about the representation in this book that was very harmful to them, and various people who are Jewish came out talking about the many ways in which the depiction of those one characters, the albino, they're like blood witch sorceress people, and it was very not great for Jewish representation, or not even representation because they weren't supposed to be Jewish, but it was very Jewish coded. It wasn't bad Jewish representation. These characters weren't supposed to be Jewish characters, but there's like blood libel stuff happening, the names chosen, just a lot of real problematic things where it's like nobody down the line through the creation of this book caught this or cared, and it was just, for me personally, again, it's a very personal thing what someone's line is of like, yeah, I don't want to support that anymore. And that was just, it's like enough for me. There's enough things that came out about his behavior and how he's acted, and you know, if you like him and you like his books, more power to you. Continue enjoying them. For me personally though, I was just like, all right, man, I'm done here. So yeah, I'm never gonna reread it now. I'm not gonna read more of his books probably. The new one, the vampire one that's coming out, I just personally, can I talk about the name of that book? I can't stand it. Empire of the Vampire. I don't know why I hate it so much. And then the fucking quote that was shown on one of the arcs, it was like, I'll get my vengeance and it shall be legendary. And I was like, okay, Barney Stinson. Just was in my head. Anyway, the edgy edgelord stuff continues, and it's just, yeah, not my personal taste. So I'm getting rid of Nevernight. And then this last one is also an entire series, a 4-book series. I really like the original series in this world, and this is a spin-off continuation series of like the next generation, and there was one book in it that I really, really like. I might keep just that one book, but then it's like, it's the 3rd book in the series. I'm not gonna reread the first 2 to get to the 3rd one, so I'm probably never gonna reread that 3rd one. You know what I'm saying? So I doubt I'll keep it. The series in question is the Shattered Realms series. Oh my god, they're like, oh, this is out of order. And also, they're different covers, which is hella annoying. Flamecaster is the first one. And then Shadowcaster. And then this one was my favorite, Stormcaster. Really liked this one. And then Deathcaster. Did not enjoy this one so much. I gave it 3 or like 2.75, I think, if I remember correctly. Just not a satisfying conclusion in the slightest. But yeah, I don't know. I might keep Stormcaster, but like that's kind of dumb, right? To keep the third book in a series that I'm not gonna reread the first two, you know? I don't know, it just seems kind of stupid. And I do believe that is all for now. So several books, mostly series, 3 series and then 2 individual books. And they're gonna go goodbye. Go ahead and thumbs up if you feel so inclined. Leave a little comment, give a little emoji if you just wanna say hello. Subscribe if you haven't already and you feel like it. I'm so bad at these like calls to action. I'm like, do it if you feel like it, I guess, I don't know. As always, thank you so much for your time. Hope you guys have a wonderful day and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.